Hey, Coach Fritz. Yeah, if you need anything, just holler. Got some water for you.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach Riley. How you doing, sir? I'm Charlie. If you need something, just holler.
We'll do. Thank you.
Okay, we want to extend a welcome to our head coaches, Coach Fritz and Coach Riley. First of all, Happy New Year, and thank you for taking time out of your last day of preparation to join us here at the Omni for our final news conference before we kick off the 87th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. We will begin our news conference by asking Coach Fritz and Coach Riley for an opening statement about their week in North Texas, and then we will move to questions from the floor. Coach Fritz, will come to you first.
Well, I said it yesterday. I know Lincoln feels the same way. Just the hospitality extended to us from the Cotton Bowl people has been outstanding. I know our players, coaches, support staff, everybody has really enjoyed it. We seem like we've brought about half the university over here as well. But it's just been an excellent experience, and being able to go down and practice every day at AT&T Stadium is also something that's outstanding, and then get an opportunity to play a prestigious program like USC, and the great season they've had is just a dream come true for us at Tulane. So we're very, very excited about the ball game.
Okay, Coach, thank you. Coach Riley?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody involved with the Cotton Bowl. Thank Goodyear for their support. Thank everybody on the Cotton Bowl staff. It's I said it yesterday in our game, the hospitality and really the entire event and how organized it is. It's among coaching circles. It has a little bit of a legendary status. I mean, and it always has. There's a lot of great bowl games out there, but this one is very unique and very different. And from the support, from how well organized it is, and as Coach Fritz said, the hospitality shown to our players, our staff, our families is second to none. And so it's been a great week. It's been good to get back into a little bit of a normal bowl schedule and be able to enjoy it, be able to get the work, and obviously excited for the game coming up. These weeks the week is great, then the anticipation for the game certainly starts to build, and we're looking forward to playing a great Tulane game, or a great Tulane team. Certainly one of the best venues that there is in sports.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Riley and Coach Fritz. Let's go to questions from the floor. Okay, here on the left side on the aisle.
Hey, Lincoln, Stephen Hawkins with the EP. It was a month ago tomorrow that Caleb got hurt, and he's indicated the last couple of days that he's all well. Just talk about what you've seen in his prep, and is he ready to go?
He's ready to play. He has progressed maybe a little faster than what we anticipated. Certainly very fortunate on our part that we had the opportunity to have a month really before this game. I mean, had it been even 2 weeks, I doubt he would have been available. And so that extra time has helped, and he's done a good job along with our medical staff of from the second that the Pac-12 game was over, really working hard to get back to it. And he's practiced well, really with no limitations, and expecting to play very well.
Our next question will come in front of the TV riser in the back.
Garland Gillen, Fox 8 here in New Orleans. Willie, I don't know if you can see me way in the back here, but yeah, I'm back here. I know the bright lights. Watching a lot of these bowl games, very unpredictable. I know a lot has been made that y'all are they're a group of 5 team. They're a Power 5 team. Just talk about what happens in these bowl games. It doesn't really matter where you're from. Y'all have shown against Kansas State and other teams that you can tussle with anybody in America.
Well, when you get to this point in the year, I think you got a body of work. The guys have shown what they can do. It's obviously it's a tremendous challenge playing a great team like USC. But we're proud to represent our conference and university in New Orleans. And, we're going to have to play great tomorrow. There's no doubt about it. We know that. But it's a tremendous opportunity, and we're excited about it.
Okay, here on the right.
Hi, Coach Willie. Hello. Hi, Coach Willie. This is Grace from Tulane, the student ambassador for Goodyear. You were just named the Dodd Trophy winner. Can you talk a little bit about this honor and what it means to you, kind of coming at the end of a really historic season?
Well, it's a great honor. I've read up quite a bit on Coach Dodd and what he, emphasized when he was a head coach, and just it's a team award. Everybody knows that with the players and really my coaches on my staff. They've done a tremendous job this season, and all the support staff. So many people go into having success, with your team, the strength coaches, the athletic trainers, the equipment people, the academic support. I mean, I could go on and on and on, and so it's an award for the whole team. But I'm honored to have received it.
Okay, here in the middle. Right here. Hey, Victoria, maybe? Okay. He has the mic? Okay, go ahead.
Ryan Cartier, LA Times. Lincoln, USC has a bit of a history, especially recently, of kind of letdowns in this bowl game, especially after such a long layoff. What's been the key in terms of messaging with the team to just ensure that that motivation is still there heading into a game like this?
Yeah, we haven't got too caught up in the recent history. This is different, and certainly our expectations are to have been first to prepare very well, and I think part of our job as coaches and as leaders on the team is to be able to articulate to our team that this is very important, why it's important, and there's a lot of reasons. And honestly, the preparation and the way the guys have approached the last 27 days would suggest to me that they are very excited to play this game, and they understand the significance both for this team and future teams, because games like this certainly, of course they matter. This is the Cotton Bowl. It's a New Year's Six Bowl. It's one of the biggest games in the country, and it'll be for players on both teams. This will be one of the games that they remember more than any other 30, 40 years down the line. You'll remember playing in the Cotton Bowl, and you'll remember, for USC, you'll remember playing a championship Tulane squad. You'll remember, kind of the last moments that those teams will ever have together. And so it's very, very important to us. Our preparation suggests that we understand that, and hopefully our play does as well.
Okay, stay on the aisle.
Adam Grossbard, Orange County Register. Lincoln, in your experience, how much does a win in a bowl game impact momentum and energy heading into an off season for a team?
If you win, you're going to use it positive, and if you don't win, you're going to use it as fuel, right? Like we'd rather win. I think Coach Fritz would too. That's probably pretty safe to say. But it's a great thing, certainly for this team, and a chance to close out a great season. But if we don't win the game, then we've had years where we didn't win a playoff game and we came back and we're right back in it the next year. So I think next year's team will be next year's team. I think this is about this year's team, but hopefully we can take some steps. We kind of see this as a little bit of a journey ourselves from the day we started, and so hopefully we can take some positive steps in the way that we play and prepare and learn some great lessons that hopefully will help us tomorrow and also in the future.
Okay, let's move to the extreme left on the front row.
Hey, Lincoln, Antonio Morales from The Athletic. Obviously, you guys have had a month to kind of sit on the Utah game. As a defense, just what next step do you want to see them take tomorrow and going into this offseason?
I would just say, as a team, that football game, we got away from a lot of what we had done well to be in that football game. And, we've tried to identify the reasons of why that happened and why some of the trust in what we were doing wasn't there, specifically in the second half. And we've tried to learn from it and kind of vowed to be better in this game and to be the team that we were the previous 12 games. And so that's been a big point of emphasis for us. And again, kind of a learning experience in that venue with that opportunity, something that we can learn from and grow from. And again, we've certainly vowed to not repeat that again.
Coaches left here on the aisle.
Willie, Stephen Hawkins with the AP in Dallas. You've got an opportunity to go have a 10-win improvement over last year. From where you guys were a year ago to now, how important is it to finish it off right?
Well, like Lincoln said, obviously we want to do that, and all our preparation has been geared towards doing that. Yeah, it just is, it's really an honor for us to play against a team like USC in the Cotton Bowl. The last time Tulane was in a game like this was 1940, a couple years ago. Anybody at the game? I don't think anybody was. So yeah, we want to finish a year off great, and all our preparation has been toward doing that. So we're excited about the opportunity. I know I keep saying that, but we're just pumped about being able to play the ball game tomorrow, 12-10.
Okay, let's move to the right.
Hi, Willie. Steve Helwick, SB Nation. Last week, Michael Pratt and Sincere Haynesworth decided to return for another year with this program. What have you seen out of those two from the last few years in building this team to where it is today? And how important it is to keep those cornerstones of the program going into 2023?
Well, I think it's very important. They're both great players, great leaders, both captains. They've been 2-year captains. They'll be 3-year captains next year. So I think Michael more or less did it because there's a lot of people asking him about it. Kind of came to me and said, "Hey, can I go ahead and say something?" I said, "You betcha." But we're very excited about having. They'll both have degrees here, and I guess they got their degrees a couple weeks ago. So they'll be working on their graduate degrees here coming up. So we're very, very excited about having two quality student athletes like Sincere and Michael come back for us.
We'll move back to the left.
Gary Smith, TimesPicayune.NOLA.com. Willie, when you hired Kurt Hester in January as strength and conditioning coordinator, what has he brought to the program? It's a two-part question, too. And then you had the senior co-captains be present for your interview process for that. What was the thought process there, and had you done that before?
Well, he's done just an outstanding job. He's got a tremendous amount of energy and juice. But more importantly, he's highly intelligent. He's got a couple degrees from Tulane. He understands, I remember during the interview process, I asked him about sprint mechanics. He went for about 10 minutes. I had to tell him to shut up and let's move on to something else. And every question he just would go on and on about, and it was way over my head. I know that. But he's done an excellent job of instilling discipline, but more importantly, I think getting the guys better physically. He's faster and quicker and stronger, and helping them with the recovering, and he's just always available to them as well. So he's been a big part of our success.
Okay, we'll move to the right here on the aisle.
Adam Grossbard, Orange County Register. Lincoln, condolences on the passing of Mike Leach. What has this last month been like for your staff, kind of rallying together, and what has it meant to see all the different tributes to him throughout bowl season?
It was a tough, emotional time for our staff. I mean, I think we took 15 different members down to Starkville for the memorial service. You can obviously trace the roots of the majority of our staff back to Mike in one way or another, and so yeah, it's been it was certainly an emotional time. Getting to communicate with his family some, certainly getting down there to Starkville and seeing so many faces of the people that he impacted, so many of them that have become colleagues and lifelong friends, and it's honestly a little crazy to think how much he's impacted the game, and probably more so just so many people and their families. And so yeah, it's certainly been tough, but we've tried to all rally together. It's been great to see the outpouring of support, and then certainly pretty special to see that in this year that one of his one of the guys off the tree with Coach Dykes at TCU is going to get a chance to play for the championship here in 9 or 10 days. So very, very fitting there as well.
Okay, here on the coach's left on the front row.
Ava Brand, Goodyear Student Ambassador for USC. This has obviously been a historic season coming from a 4-8 record last year. It has the potential to be the first 12-win team for USC since 2008 and the best turnover in team history. How special would that be for you and this team?
It would be very special for us. It's it's always this has been a different challenge, and we knew it would be coming here. And I think the ability for a team to rally, to come together, certainly in the way that we have, and to be able to experience some of the success has been great. And listen, the best part about it has been seeing that the guys have been able to be rewarded or see some success after they've put the work in and after they've bought in. And for them to be able to experience some of that has been, I think, the best part for us as a staff. And so, it's been a fun season. As fun a season as I've had coaching in a long time. And I think a lot of our staff members would say the same thing, and certainly don't want it to end. But it's obviously a great opportunity to try to finish on a high note.
Again on the front.
Ryan Abraham, USCFootball.com. Lincoln, you're going to miss a couple of veteran leaders on the offensive line. How's the whole offense adjusted these last few weeks preparing for the Cotton Bowl?
No, there's certainly, they're two big losses. I mean, certainly, we saw a little bit of that with not having, Voorhees for the, for the championship game, and obviously losing Brett Nealon, who's been such a kind of a cornerstone of this team, and this offensive line was a big loss as well. I think we've benefited from having time, being able to bank a lot of practices with these groups as we've had to shuffle some guys around to make it work. And it certainly would have been a much bigger challenge on maybe on a normal game week or a normal 7-day window, especially when you're playing a really good defense like we're getting ready to play. I think our guys have tried to advantage the time, try to create some continuity here over the last month. And as it is in every game, that'll be a very, very important matchup.
Let's go on the back in front of the TV riser.
Hey, Willie, it's Garland Gillen, Fox 8 again. When I sat down with you last week, you talked about some bowl games you coached in I never even heard of back in your long career. Have you noticed a difference in the kids this week from past bowl games? I mean, have you noticed that they're kind of taking on the enormity of the situation, that this is one of the biggest bowls they're able to play in their life?
Yeah, this one has certainly been different. We've been to some great bowl games at Tulane, and I've been to some other ones that have been fantastic. But, there's just some – this is, as Lincoln said, this is a reward for a great season. And when we came here, I wanted our guys to have fun, but also focus on football. I think they've done both. The Cotton Bowl's allowed us to do both by putting on these fantastic events. So it's just been as Coach said, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience coming to the Cotton Bowl, playing it, January 2nd, 2023. And I'm sure these guys will never forget it. And we want this to be something that springboards us into consistent success year after year after year. When I came to Tulane, they'd had some great teams and some great players, just hadn't done it consistently. And that's always been our goal. We've come close, a few years back, but obviously we'd like to be on this stage as much as possible.
Here on the front, Coach is right.
Thank you. Coach Riley, Ken Capps from Football Writers Association of America. Yesterday at the breakfast, you spoke very fondly of Muleshoe, and I was just wondering how often you get back there, and what do the folks of Muleshoe say about their favorite son?
After yesterday, I may not be the favorite son. I try to get back. My parents moved from there recently, relocated to Lubbock, so I probably won't go back there quite as much as I did in previous years, but typically it was once or twice a year to get back to see everybody. The town's been great. I mean, a lot of support. We'll have several people from our hometown at the game tomorrow. It's nice to, with us now being in LA, it's nice to have a game, here a little bit closer to home, where some of those people that have been a part of our lives and certainly kind of a part of our growth can come and celebrate this moment with us. And so, it's like I said yesterday, a place that's very meaningful for me, and my upbringing, the setting that it happened in, the people that it happened with, I wouldn't change it for anything.
Next question on the TV riser.
Thank you. Coach Fritz, Aaron Lee, WGNO, ABC 26 in New Orleans. The Tulane defense has been stingy all season long, but talk to me about facing and what you guys can do to slow down the Southern Cal offense led by Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams.
Well, I don't want to say too much, but no, they've got outstanding skill players, and obviously it all starts with the quarterback. He can extend plays. I heard somebody comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, and I'm an old Kansas City guy, and I think did you coach Patrick?
I left right before.
Right before, but that's a fair comparison. I mean, he is unbelievable, and a lot of times guys get out of the pocket and they can't throw the ball accurately, and he certainly can do that time and time again. So that's going to be part of it, and just trying to mix some things up, do some things a little bit different. I think we're quite a bit different than maybe last year when we played Coach when he was at Oklahoma, with what we're doing, but. Just a very, very explosive offense, and it obviously starts with the quarterback.
Okay, closing questions now for our head coaches. We'll swing to the left here on the front.
Lincoln, I know you guys had practice during the first half of the TCU game yesterday, but what was it like, watching Garrett and them, and what was that conversation like with him after the game?
Yeah, it was awesome. I got back to the room. I was able to catch the fourth quarter, and got a flip from the football coach into just the nervous brother watching the end of the game, and it was awesome. It was. I was really proud of them. What a great run that they've had, and went to a game that really nobody kind of gave them a chance, and to see them play the way they did and make so many of the big plays, just a really complete football team, and then obviously, yeah, it even works out better that the championship game's about 30 minutes from my house. So we'll be excited to get over there and support him. He's been at a lot of our championship games and bowl games throughout the years, and it's schedule-wise, it's never really worked out for me to be able to be at some of his events. And so, yeah, to get there and to be able to watch him and those guys compete in that game will be phenomenal. But I'm just really, really proud of him. He's carved his own way and worked really hard, and he's working for a great head coach at a great program, and they've had a really just a magical run. And so I'll be here in a little over a week. I'll be a big TCU fan.
Have time for one last question. It'll be on Coach's left, front row.
Ava Brand again. Coach Riley, you guys have said all season long that good teams are run by coaches and great teams are run by players. In this past month, who have you seen step up especially, and who are you hoping to step up into next season?
Yeah, I think our leaders have remained pretty consistent throughout the year. We've had to, with the losses of a couple of guys coming into this game, we've had to have a few others step up. I know the offensive line we certainly talked about, and we'll still rely on, certainly, D-Ditch, and I think Jonah Monheim is really a young leader. It's been a really good player for us in the program all year that's kind of been forced to, but is also ready to take on more of a leadership role. And I think our captains, certainly Thule has been very involved in, I think, the preparation for this game in terms of just the mentality of the team. Shane Lee is certainly always somebody that's right in the middle of that conversation. So our guys have taken it personal, and they the player-led groups. Coach Fritz spoke about this yesterday at the breakfast. Those are typically your best teams, and honestly, you're probably neither one of us are sitting up here right now if our teams didn't have some pretty strong internal leadership, and we've certainly been blessed with that this year, and it's been a very important part of our bowl preparation.
Okay, I think this completes our news conference, and the only thing we have left to do now is our trophy pose with our coaches. We will remove the microphones from the stage, pretty it up a little bit, and then we'll be ready to go with our photos. And remember, the method to our madness is to let the cameras on the TV riser go first. When that shot is complete, then we will invite still photographers and other digital cameras to come forward and take their picture, okay? Yeah, I think, okay, guys, I think we're ready. TV camera's good? We're done? Okay, any photographers that want to come forward in front of the stage if you'd like. And we will continue with a few more pictures. Yes. We might ask the coaches to act like they like each other and maybe shake hands for a pose. Crusher, we good? We got her shot? Probably about 1,000 of them. Hey, thank you so much for being with us, Coach Fritz and Riley. We'll excuse you and let you go back to attend to your final preparations for tomorrow's game. So thank you. Here's your glasses.
Appreciate you.
Thank you,
buddy.
Coach. It's good to have you. Yeah, if we could get the mic back up just for a second. We have some final housekeeping notes.